Hello and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Hoppy. I'm Mark Crory. This is Carol Vales, aka Hoppy, and we're at Hunter Appliance on Great Road in Littleton. And we are at the DCS kitchen, which is by Fisher and Paykel, and they've been nice enough to Hunter Appliance has let us use their demo kitchen here. And we've been this is the second show now that we've been here at this kitchen and using recipes from the DCS catalog, I guess you could say.
Yep, online, they have online recipes.
Yeah, so today we are going to do something that looks very yummy already. So what is it on the menu today, Carol?
We're making empanadas, or also called a hand pie or a pasty, and it's just some kind of dough with meat in it, vegetables.
It's like a meat pie.
Yeah, or you can just do vegetables too if you're vegetarian.
Yeah. Why didn't you just call it a meat pie?
Okay.
Why did we have to go in the whole thing? Meat pie. Okay. So where do we start? First of all, we start with some meat.
The ground beef.
Ground beef. Yep. Yep. So, and that's simple. It's about a pound.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll keep that ready in the pan on the side.
And then we have one potato that's diced. You have to do it like a 1/4-inch dice.
Yeah. Let's show the people there at home.
And then we have to cook that 5 minutes.
Okay.
Boil it because it takes too long to cook in the pasty. Otherwise, it'll be too hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
We at home buy the diced potatoes in a bag. You can use those too,
Yes,
right?
yes, you can. You should, but they have to be really small. You have to cut them smaller.
Smaller than
the bag. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you notice these are very tiny. Okay.
So
Good.
I have to put these in the boiling water.
Oh yes, boiling water.
Okay.
Which that's about 5 minutes again.
Yep.
5 minutes. We like that.
And then we need half a grated carrot, and 2 stalks of celery grated.
Yep.
So we just
So we
use
have a
our
food processor
handy dandy
here,
food
which you
processor.
will need.
It helps.
What happens if you have like a cheese grater if you don't have a food processor?
You can do that too.
That
Yeah.
works.
Oh yeah. It just takes a little bit longer than I'd like.
Yeah.
But the food processor is great because then you can do like cookie doughs in there, bread doughs. Just use it for everything.
Ah.
So this way we're going to saute this a little bit.
Chopped up there.
Where's my olive oil?
So we also have garlic. Does that go into
Yep, you can chop that up.
mush that up? Okay. I know you told me that you kind of
Just smash it.
smash that.
Just to get the
there.
paper off. Then we need some onion too. Oops.
So, again, we are so happy to be here in Hunter Appliance because the guys are great.
Oh yeah, they're
They
incredible.
supply all the ingredients that we need for the show, which is awesome.
And now they've been buying the equipment too, so I don't have to bring this
Right,
every time.
right. That's
And also a half an onion. So I hope to get out to the test kitchen at some time to.
Does the garlic go into the
I just go
veggies?
into the
meat?
plate. I mean, put on the plate. And we'll have to saute a few things first, and then we'll do that also. But I've done this recipe a number of times, but I've always diced it. But it's just a lot nicer with the
Over here a little bit so we can.
with the. It's just a lot nicer with it grated.
Yeah.
Just a nicer texture in the. Get this out of the way.
Good.
So we just saute this.
Okay. So that's in the regular frying pan back there with a little bit of oil or no?
Yes, I just put a little bit of olive oil.
Olive oil.
The potatoes are almost done.
And is that the extra virgin oil or just the regular?
It's extra, but you can just use vegetable oil, or I just didn't have.
How about coconut oil? A lot of people
You can
are
use
cooking
coconut
with that
oil,
these days.
yeah, whatever you prefer.
It is a
Oops.
healthy option. I know we've been cooking a lot at home with coconut oil. It's a different taste. You know, you have to obviously like coconut.
Yep. We could put the garlic in here.
Yep. Oh, the garlic.
Sorry.
I'm with it, folks.
Great. Oops, you got hung up there. Sorry.
Lots of room here in this.
I know, isn't it great?
Yeah. Be nice
And
to
these,
have a kitchen like this.
I
at
know,
home.
and the nice pull out. Bill was wondering what extra virgin olive oil is. It's like the first pressing of the olives. It's really green, and then another pressing would be a lot lighter, more yellow. I'm not sure if they get another one here, but this one's pretty yellow.
Bring that over
Yeah.
here so we can see that.
But compared to the other one, see how green this one is too?
So I'm going to block over here.
So a lot
Yeah,
of
you
these,
see the difference in the color there.
but both of them is extra. But those are really good for dressings, the extra virgin olive oil. Yep, these should be done.
All right,
Let
our
them
potatoes
steam.
are boiled.
Let them sit a few minutes.
So how long are you sauteing those vegetables?
Just to get them soft.
Okay.
I like to get them a little bit caramelized. They
So,
really
depending on how, what do you got on, medium heat?
should be high.
On high heat.
This is high heat.
It won't take long at all.
No, not at all.
So these are the filling for our meat pie, along with the meat.
Yes, it is. Yep.
And then we have some dough that we're going to.
We're gonna make
roll
some
out.
dough. Here we
Yeah.
could start doing that. And I read online that when you make any kind of pastry, you should have your flour as cold as your butter. So I put
Oh, really?
the flour in the refrigerator.
Interesting. Well, do you know why that is?
I think just because you can't get the butter shouldn't be warm at all once it goes in, once it starts working into the flour. Yeah.
Nice little tip for you folks at home. All right, so how much flour we have here?
I think there is 1 cup of flour.
1 cup
Yep. So you can put
of
that in.
chilled flour. All right,
A
so we
little
got
bit
a
of
pinch
salt.
of salt. And I noticed this is the
And butter.
coarse salt. Is it sea salt?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I love sea salt.
Too.
I much prefer it to
Yeah, I
the,
put it on cookies when I bake. Right at the last minute.
Yeah. Do you have a grinder at home where you take the...
Yes, we have right here.
Yeah, those are great too. Same with pepper. We like to ground the
Oh yeah, me too. I
salt,
like
pepper.
fresh pepper.
Yeah. So you're cubing up the butter so you don't just throw the whole thing in there.
Nope. So just turn the processor on. Cool water.
That's an egg.
Yep. And then you put in like a half a cup or more of water, just until it starts making a ball. Then you stop. That's also. And then we'll just put this in plastic wrap and let it sit a half an hour
Okay.
before we can roll the dough out.
All right, so now we have our little vegetable thing here. I'm going to have you
Okay.
hold that for a second. Just going to
Just a little bit.
pour a little bit on there.
Okay, great.
Good. All right. So now we have over here, we have the meat and the potatoes,
Yep. Uh-huh.
and we'll add in our vegetables.
And now,
Sure.
yes, and now we need a bit of chili powder,
Ooh, lots of chili powder.
cumin, and a few pepper flakes, and a little bit of ketchup.
Now, I love the way Carol does her recipes. It's always a feel thing with her, you know? It's like a squirt here, a pinch there, a dash there. For those of you at home, what would that equal to what would you just put in that stuff?
We'll put some more cumin in. Probably like a teaspoon of chili powder and a half a teaspoon of cumin.
Okay. So I got it all mixed up here now.
And probably a quarter teaspoon of red pepper flakes to taste. If you want more, you can
You like it spicier?
put more in. Yep. All right. Let me
Chili
get
powder?
the let me get
So
my dough.
now we have the dough that we have let set out for a half an hour through the magic of television.
Here we go.
Yep.
Always
Put
my
that over there for now.
cookie cutter. And we'll put this out on
Oh,
here.
you want to do it right in the corner?
Oops. Hope I have my rolling pin. tea cutter.
So I'll get this out of the...
Okay, good. I gotta find my cutter.
You want me to plop it right on there?
Sure.
Come on.
So start rolling
So-
from the center.
Okay.
I remember from my last lesson.
How many meat pies is this going to make?
This should make probably about 12 of them. I have some others prepared. We're all set to go.
Ah. 12 meat pies. Excellent.
Bill's message, be careful with the pepper.
The cayenne pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I like these kind of rather thin. I don't like a lot of flaky dough. It's just too doughy.
Yeah.
You know, just I'd rather have more, just a little taste of the dough. So it keeps stretching back. Okay, let me just cut this with the
Oh, I
cup.
see.
It doesn't cut very well, but. And also when I make these, I like to flatten, press the edges with my fingers a lot more, because you're going to be pressing those two edges together.
Okay.
And it'll
so
be-
the two thins make
yeah.
the one thick.
Yes, so then it goes like that.
Ah.
So then you can just take like a little spoon of
Scoop on a little bit.
scoop
in
of there.
Like about this much?
Probably a little bit less. You need a little bit of water. I usually just, I'll show you, I'll put it in my, I usually just put it in my hand and fill it like that.
Oh, I see.
Oops. And then you can squish it together with your fingers. And then we'll pinch it together with a, we should put water in it, that's what it is. It's like a glue.
Yeah. You can also use saliva.
Well, if you're going to be eating them by yourself,
Well,
that's fine.
Hey, what the guests don't know won't hurt them.
I've heard worse stories.
Okay.
Sorry, where's my fork? There you go.
Well, that's a nice looking meat pie.
Uh-huh. And then crimp the edges like this.
Ah.
And then we'll put them on a baking tray. Let me check.
I'm gonna cut up the middle.
Okay. You have to press it really hard.
Yep.
We get a tray. I know. And these have to chill for another half hour. So we get a half an hour with the dough. It takes quite a while to make them.
Yeah, this is a little
bit.
our last show we did something that was from prep time to finish time was about 35 minutes. So this is, let's see if I can get that technique down.
But these you can make them and freeze them. So if you
Oh, that's a good idea.
want to
Yeah.
use them for a party or
They're-
Wait,
you know, are these more like a, they're kind of like an appetizer in a way, you know?
well, other recipes have them where they're a lot larger, so it's more like a main dish
Where'd you get that water?
over there.
Oh, there we go.
Like a main dish,
Yeah.
but I just like small ones. So you can just put a couple on a plate and then eat it with a salad. Or just you can take them when you're traveling somewhere and you can eat them cold.
Oh, yeah. They're already cooked, so
I don't know how you don't worry about food poisoning, but just
we don't worry about those things. All right. Look at that.
yep, that's great. Very nice.
Thank you.
I think there's also like a empanada maker. You just put the dough in. I think it's probably with Pampered Chef they might have one.
Yeah.
And you put the dough in first and put the filling, and then you just close it together like a clamshell. And it encloses the things nice and pinches the edges.
Yeah, this is more of a labor of love, this project, because, you know, it takes some time to do.
That's for sure.
But not
Would
every
your kids like these?
not every recipe is down and dirty, you know.
Would your kids like these?
They would.
Mhm. All right, we'll
but-
just do one
but
more.
Just without the meat and the vegetables.
Oh, oh, just
No, I'm just kidding. No, they would like it.
yeah. Oops.
I'm gonna try it out on them.
It'll be fun making it with
Yeah,
them.
hey, Dad can cook too,
Yeah, really.
other than
There you go.
toast and eggs.
All right, and now we'll put these in the refrigerator for a half an hour.
Yeah. All right, now we have our dough, little meat pies that have been in the refrigerator for
Half an hour.
a half an hour. So we're going to transfer them to a pan with the parchment
Yes,
paper?
yes.
Okay.
So they don't stick.
All right.
Okay. Stuff in there. And then to make them golden brown, we use a egg wash. That's 1 egg with water.
Okay. So I did learn during our little break here that eggs are gluten-free.
That's great.
I guess the rule of thumb is anything that comes out of Mother Earth
I see.
or Mother Hen. So give a little nice little wash there with an egg. That'll
And then they go in
brown
the
those
oven
nicely.
for like 20 minutes.
So the oven is set to
Yes, 375.
375 for 20 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll
Or
be back
350.
and see what those look like.
Okay.
All right, now while our meat pies are cooking, we're going to make some dessert, and it's going to be cookies, but they're actually, you know, like you buy those rolls in the store.
The Pillsbury's.
Pillsbury rolls that you can cut up. We're going to make those, and you can freeze them. You can bring them over to a friend's house for later, or you can
Yeah.
have them at another time. But so how are we going to do that? We're going to use the food processor.
again. So just cut the butter into.
So that's 2 sticks of butter, and she's chopping them.
And they
into
have to be at
small-
room temperature.
Room temperature, yeah. Okay.
And I think it's 1.5 cups of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar. And you can crack one of the eggs in here.
I can do that.
This way I don't like to have any shells in my dough. And you can just add one at a time. Teaspoon of vanilla.
Teaspoon of vanilla. 2 eggs. Is this a regular Toll House recipe? Or is it a little bit different?
It's a little bit different. And you also can add Nutella in here, peanut butter, you know, nuts. But I know a lot of people are intolerant of nuts, so I didn't dare make any.
So if you add nuts in there, that would chop it up finely. And
I would put it in like we're going to do now. We're just going to mix the butter in, the flour separately. Because the less you mix any cookie dough with the flour, it's better. It just gets too tough. So at this time you can add, different nuts or seeds, whatever.
you were mentioning
And this is
lemon seeds or something?
lemon zest.
Lemon
You have to just zest the peel of the lemon just for flavor.
That's 2.
2.5 cups of flour,
2.5
a
cups.
teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you can put in 2 cups of chips if you'd like.
Yeah. Now, I'll do my Hoppy imitation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about 2 cups.
You're ragging on me again.
You ready?
To
No,
show you.
no, it's all with affection.
Okay, that's good. Oh, whatever. Okay, fine. Oops. It's fine. Okay,
You
whatever.
can never have
I know.
enough chocolate chips. Come on.
Oh, good. I usually end up eating half of the dough.
I know. The
So
kids
good.
love the dough at
Yeah,
home.
it's crazy.
The best part. Yeah, that might be a good thing. You just make a big roll and then just eat the dough. At
Oh,
your
yeah, that's what I do. Yep,
convenience,
just
like
cut off a chunk and
like a cannoli.
yeah. But I learned from a food service person that they said, "Oh, you're going to get sick if you eat raw dough because of the egg or something." You know what it is? It's because of the bugs in the flour.
Oh,
Isn't that something?
that is
If there's
something.
bugs,
It's not
yeah.
the eggs.
No, well, I mean that might be it too, but
Yeah.
might be a.
So I'm going to grab this parchment paper here.
But first, we're gonna freeze this one. We're not gonna do that one yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
So we freeze that for how long?
That was in the fridge for like a half an hour.
Don't ignore that.
Oops.
Ignore that.
Yep. But this is to prepare it for yourself. So just take half of the dough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of squish it out. Just start rolling. And you can make them, if you want a square cookie, you can just flatten it, you know, so it doesn't have to be round. And I fold these two pieces in. And you can just put them in the fridge or just freeze them.
You know, I don't know why I never thought of this before.
I know,
but,
me too.
You know?
That's a lot of people. It's great.
So now we have our frozen dough that we kept in the fridge for,
Yep.
for at least a half an hour.
And
we're
just
gonna
cut them in
put it
3/4
a
inch
little-
pieces. And you can start putting them on
All right, I can do
the
that.
pan. And I like using the mini chips because then otherwise, if you don't use them, you cut the other chips in half, the larger ones. And then it just opens up the chip and it just bleeds all over the place.
Yeah. Now you said before we started rolling, I had a little piece of cookie dough, and I could really taste a certain ingredient in there. What was that?
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla, folks, with an ER in the end. Now, do they sell that special in the store? Or is that a special Yankee aisle that you have to go down to get the vanilla?
So many people have said to me, goes, where are you from? You have an accent. You're not from New England.
Yeah, I'm from New England.
All right, these are all good to go.
All right, so this is a 350?
Yep. Just put them in with in the bottom oven.
About 15 minutes,
Yep.
right?
Yep. 12 to 14.
So our meat pies are ready. I'm going to switch places
Okay.
again with you. Oh, those look delicious.
Here's my
Delicious.
flipper. I don't think I have one here. Here you go. So you can just put a couple on the plate.
Look at that. The butter all browned up all nice on the top of that. Don't those look delicious?
Yes.
So let's see if we can get some of the Hunter Appliance guys over here to, and we'll have them bite into it while it's
Okay.
piping hot.
Oh, great. So mean.
That would not be nice. So today we have a little spinach salad
Just with a vinaigrette.
with a little vinaigrette. So we put that on the
Homemade.
side.
Hope I have some forks. Oh, geez.
I'm not sure this is just something else. How's the presentation there? Is it okay?
That's nice. You could use some red, I guess. I just like
Looks
plain
nice against
spinach.
the plates, though.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? So, while we're gathering up the Hunter guys, we'll sign off for this episode
great.
of Cooking with Hoppy. So, recipes are online. You can look at those recipes. And again, thanks to Hunter Appliance for having us here at the DCS kitchen. And if you want to come down, check out what they have here. It's a great store. Shop local, Littleton. And we just thank them for having us here. It's a great kitchen. Thank you, Hoppy, for
Thank
another
you.
great episode.
Thanks for
another
putting
great
up with
recipe. And bon appetit, everybody.